Good morning, students. How are you all? Without disturbing your parents much, I hope you are all fine at home. So, it's your biology teacher Ashwini, you all know. Dear students, up to your 5th standard, you have all studied science as a whole subject. There was no partition such. But now, as you are all in your transition period, you are shifting from 5th to 6th standard, and now onwards you will be studying science as a science in different concept. That is, you will be studying science under physics, chemistry and biology, and I, Ashwini, will be teaching you the subject biology. So to introduce with, we have the first chapter, structure of the leaf. I will not take much of your time. I will start with the topic itself so that you will not be bored. So in the first chapter or in this particular session, I will be teaching you about the structure of the leaf. Students, you all know leaf as a part of plant is very important, because that is the part of the plant which prepares or synthesizes food for the whole plant body. And you also know the process by which the green plants prepare their food, making use of sunlight, carbon dioxide and water with the help of the minerals, is known as photosynthesis. I think you all remember the statement. You haven't forgotten yet, no? Okay, so leaf is very important part of the plant as it is useful for the synthesis of the food for the whole plant body. So as today we all will learn about the structure of the leaf. Let us go with the diagram first. So now you can see the structure of this part of the leaf, the base part of the leaf is known as the leaf blade or lamina. So generally this part of this leaf we all will see. Now it is black, we can't help, but generally it will be green in color. So this part of the leaf is known as leaf blade or lamina, and the leaf will be attached to the stem. The leaf will be attached to the stem to a stalk called petiole. Petiole we call it as, and this part of the stalk part of the leaf helps the leaf to attach to the stem, and the point at which the leaf will attach to the stem is known as leaf base. Leaf base. Now from the petiole you can see the network of structure or the veins run throughout the leaf, and this structure of the leaf is very important. That is, veins of the leaf is very important, because as the water from the root will be absorbed and sent through the petiole and through the veins, the leaf will get the supply of water throughout the leaf structure. So these veins plays a very important role in the supply of water to the leaf structure, and this arrangement of network of veins, on the leaf is known as venation. V-E-N-A-T-I-O-N. Students, I want to make it you very clear that as it is the beginning stage, you will be coming across new terminologies which you have ever heard of. So please don't take it very burdened. You just relax, sit. You don't have the textbook also now. So please go through the video once, twice, thrice. Understand the terminologies, and if you find it difficult, please note it down. Jot the doubts you have, so that when we come across with each other, you can ask your doubts and get it clarified. The terminologies which you are coming across now, it might be little difficult for you because you haven't come across today, I mean still today. Don't get jittery. We will get into it. I will help you to come out of your problem. So coming back, the arrangement of the network of veins on the leaf is known as venation. The question may be asked, define venation. The answer should be arrangement of network of veins on the lamina or the leaf blade is known as venation. Coming back once again, I will tell you, you can see the structure of leaf on the board here. So the broad base of the leaf is known as leaf blade or lamina, L-A-M-I-N-A. On this network, you can, on the leaf blade or the lamina, you can see the arrangement of the veins here. So this veins, network of veins is known, veins are very important as it supply water to the leaf, and the arrangement of the veins on the leaf is known as venation. So the petiole here, the stalk-like structure which helps to connect the leaf to the stem part, the petiole runs in the middle of the leaf as midrib. Midrib. I will repeat once again, the petiole runs in the middle of the leaf as midrib, and the point at which the petiole is connected to the stem is known as leaf base. Coming back, you all know that leaf will be green in color. Leaf will be green in color due to the presence of a coloring pigment known as chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. The leaves will be green in color due to the presence of a coloring pigment, that is green color giving pigment known as chlorophyll, and chlorophyll not only gives green color to the leaf but also helps in trapping sunlight. You all know that by now, you all know that sunlight is very important for the process of photosynthesis. So, the green color pigment, that is chlorophyll, present in the leaf helps in trapping the sunlight, and if this pigment is not there, then the sunlight will not be trapped by the leaf. So, all the leaves, if you see, all the leaves will not be green in color. For example, if you have seen the money plant, it will be with the white or yellowish patches on it, and such leaves are called variegated leaf. Such leaves are called variegated leaf. So, the leaf with the green color is known is because of the presence of chlorophyll, whereas if the leaves do not have complete green, but somewhere here and there it has the yellowish white patches, those leaves are known as variegated leaf. Now let us see the function of leaf. Now let us see the functions of leaves or leaf, functions of leaf. The first important function carried out by the leaf is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, you all know. So photosynthesis is nothing but the process by which the green plant prepare their food, making use of sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, capital C, capital O, and 2, subscript 2. This is the symbol for carbon dioxide. Students, now onwards they should be knowing this also, how to write the symbols which you will be studying in your chemistry subject. So I am writing here capital C, capital O, and subscript 2, that is carbon dioxide, along with the help of or in the presence of chlorophyll and minerals. So you should be knowing, or you will be now familiarized, that without the leaf in the plant the sunlight. The next function of the leaf is exchange of gases. Exchange of gas or gases. Okay, as we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, so the plant body also breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. But they make use of the carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis. Don't have the concept that plant breathe in carbon dioxide. As a general saying, we say that plants taking carbon dioxide, or plants on trees are very useful or very important to reduce the carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere. The carbon dioxide is taken in by the plant or the tree for the process of photosynthesis, and for the breathing process, plants take in only oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So this exchange of gases takes place with the help of minute pores which are present on the surface of the leaf called stomata. The leaf called stomata. So stomata are the minute pore-like structure which will be present at the base of the leaf, lower base of the leaf, and these minute pores help in the exchange of gases, that is taking in carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis and breathing out carbon dioxide, and also taking in oxygen for the process of respiration. Okay, so exchange of gases. Next is transpiration. So transpiration is also very important process seen in the plant body. So what is transpiration? Removal of excess of water. From the plant body in the form of water vapor is known as transpiration. I repeat my statement. Removal of excess of water from the plant body in the form of water vapor is known as transpiration. Question might be asked, define transpiration. So you should be able to write removal of excess of water from the plant body in the form of water vapor is known as transpiration. So now the question arises, why is transpiration very important? Students, if the transpiration process do not occur in the plant body, then the plant may get rotten and die. You all know during rainy season the soil get enough water and the plant absorb the water. If all the water sustain or retain in the plant body, then the plant will be rotten and it will die. So the transpiration process is very important for the plant body to get rid of the excess of water present in its body. So transpiration is removal of excess of water from the plant body in the form of water vapor, and also it is important for the absorption of the water from the root. How you will be studying it in your later classes, but now by this time you understand, if the excess of water is not sent out of the plant body, then the plant will be rotten and it will die. So the last function is modification of the leaf. The last function is modification of the leaf. The leaf modifies itself into different shapes to avoid transpiration, for the storage of food and so on. Students, now I will stop this session so that it will be short and you will be able to understand it better. Please watch the video once or twice so that you come across the terminologies which is new to you. Hope you will understand this session. Thank you.